Friends, good evening to all of you. I'm sorry for the delayed traffic, you know the traffic. So I got stuck up, that's why I got delayed. First, I would like to greet Swami Nigaleshananda and Dr. S.P. Kadrekar, former Vice Chancellor, and Sri Sarath L. Patel and Sri Kiran L. Patel and all the awardees. It was a beautiful thing, to beautiful event when you admire, when you celebrate the farmers, successful farmers. I am very happy you are all selected for this, and it is not how much you get, how much work you have done for the country. So the nation salutes all the farmers who got the award today. You know, there is a big poem, a poetry which says, I plowed and plowed, I plowed and plowed, very the knowledge treasure, my Lord. I plowed and plowed, very the knowledge treasure, my Lord. That means all of you, you are plowing and plowing, and we are getting the knowledge, okay? Wish you all the best. God bless you for the words. Friends, I am indeed delighted to participate in the presentation of S.P. L.M. Patel Farmer of the Year Award 2008, organized by S.P. Agriculture Research and Development Foundation, Mumbai. When I think of Lalubhai, I see in him a great agriculturist, a great teacher, a great entrepreneur, and a great social reformer and philanthropist whose every activity turned out to be of benefit to himself, his family, his business venture, his society, and the nation. I congratulate all the award winners who are being honored today with S.P. L.M. Patel Farmer of the Year Award 2008, and I am sure all of them will emulate Lalubhai in propagating the excellence which they have achieved to other farmers, so that the society as a whole can get enriched with their experience. My greetings to all the participants of this beautiful function. When I am in the midst of the farming community, talk on the topic for next 10 minutes. Farmers are a partner in national development. Is it not? Yeah? Farmers, if they don't produce 220 million tons of food, we are in trouble. So annually they produce 220 million tons, otherwise you have to import. So during the last few decades, we have achieved success in many areas. One of the primary accomplishments was the first green revolution, which made India come out of the ship-to-mouth existence. Who has made it possible? When sanctions were imposed on us by the West, when India became a nuclear weapon state, we could withstand the sanction because of our food security. And thus we can see the farmers have brought glory to the nation at all critical times. 2000 years ago, one of the poets said, that's Thiruvalluvar, a whole world will follow the man or women who plows the field. First, I would like to greet you and thank you for all you have done to the nation. A grateful nation will find a solution to the problems faced by the agriculturist farmers and enhance the revenue of the farmers by complementing his or her income with value-added non-farm employment. Non-farm employment, just now I saw in the pictures and the videos, how some farmers doing the non-farm cultivation. On this occasion, let us all remember the passion and guidance of the great Sri C. Subramaniam towards Indian agriculture in his centenary year. Friends, parallelly, India has made significant progress in many areas like space, IT, biotechnology, food processing, and banking. We have the challenge to bring out the second green revolution by doubling our food output with the constraints of less land and less water and less human power. We have to implement the lessons learned from the first success and improve upon. You have to see how to bring the research work of agricultural scientists to the doorsteps to farmers. They have to work together. And the excellence of the scientist and the native intelligence and the practicality of the farmers can be a great combination. Space IT tools can make a big contribution in this connectivity. The banking sector have to find innovative methods to help the farmers, particularly small landowners and workers. The administrators have to work such that the schemes announced for the benefits of the farmers indeed reach them. It should reach them. The media has an important role in this. The farmers in the villages have to be provided with physical, electronic and knowledge connectivities so that they have economic connectivity and their per capita income grows. This is what we aspire to do through the creation of the Pura complexes, providing urban amenities in the rural area complexes in cluster of villages. Friends, when the entire planet Earth is faced with the problem of a climate change, there is a need for farmers, agriculture planners, educationists and researchers to increase the quantum of organic farming in the country. Organic agriculture recognizes that crop rotation and intensive partnership with animal husbandry is important to maintain ecological balance. In this respect, organic farming becomes a sustainable development process. Farmers can realize better value from the agricultural residue. The award function of ASPI, probably you can generate a unique award for organic farming, and particularly in the food products. Whenever they produce a highest quantity of production in the organic farming products, then an award can be introduced exclusively so that to encourage the organic farming. At Rashtrapati Bhavan, long ago, I had invited 6,000 farmers throughout the country and had a lunch with them. Subsequently, whenever I visited rural areas, I had interaction with farmers in different parts of the country. We discussed their problems and arrived at certain solutions. I have discussed the solution with the government and the scientists. One of the action taken is that our farmers have to go to some countries where the productivity is higher for studying their farm practices. Our farmers have gone to Africa, helped the African countries to take up the jatropha plantation. The government has rightly decided to pay more attention to farming and agro-processing, which will not only improve the condition of farmers, but also enable maintenance of the overall growth rate of India's GDP in the present environment. Recently, I was in IIM, Ahmedabad, where the specialist presenting to me the reason for high growth rate of agriculture GDP attained by the state during the past few years. I am sure this experience could be useful to many other states. I would like to share with you an experience of one of the farmers in Haldwani district, Uttaranchal. He grows dwarf papayas, mangoes, soya beans, ginger, flowers such as gladiolus, carnation, and marigold, and also few medicinal plants. I saw one of them getting the award for medicinal plant. This is done through total organic farming and use of vermicompost. The method of multi-cropping, such as simultaneous growing of papaya and ginger and rotation of different crops during the different season, led not only to continuous utilization of the land throughout the year, but also regeneration of the soil characteristics. Nutrition is enriched there. Apart from this, he produces organic milk by feeding the organically grown fodder to the cattle. That is, he feeds with the organic fodder. and he grows that also. To maintain the soil quality, the farmer ensures that the weeding is done manually. The overall economics of this type of farming results in generation of 500% increase in the income for the same area using conventional methods. While at the National Institute of Rural Development, Mr. Yadav of Andhra Pradesh, with his experience in organic farming, says, timely sowing, optimum plant population, balanced nutrition, proper water management, early weed control and pest control can lead to record production of a mango and coconut with application of organic manure. Now let me discuss the experience of a National Innovation Foundation in organic farming. National Innovation Foundation in Ahmedabad is the National Foundation for National Innovation, has found a substantial amount of work being done by the farmers in different parts of the country. Areas where rainfall is poor, where the land remains flooded for a long period of time, mountain region and forest region are most suitable for organic farming. This is the area where the farmers should take the organic farming immediately. NIF has reported over 240 combinations of herbal pesticides in different parts of the country. There are many local cost-effective solutions for the problem faced by the farmers. For example, planting lady's finger bindi as a border crop ensures prevention of a cotton crop being attacked by pests, since the lady's finger flowers attract the pest and cotton crop grows fine. And this is an important zero-cost solution, since 40% of the pesticides are being used for protecting the cotton crop in the country. Also, I have come across successful production of organic paddy in Kerala's Thrissur district. 2,400 farmers joined together to cultivate organic paddy in 2,500 acres of Kollam wetland, cold wetland in the Panchayats, and they realized productivity of 6.25 tons per hectare, which is same as the productivity achieved by conventional methods. Also, I have seen in Allahabad, in UP, by planting jatropha in the wasteland and alkaline land. I saw one of the farmers, how he changed the alkaline farm. This is another method. In the village of Allahabad, by planting jatropha in the wasteland, and alkaline land has been made neutral and productivity. I am sure this example will be used by the farmers to their advantage. A favorable environment for organic agriculture. A small farmer initiative. Indian agriculture is dominated by small and marginal farmers. These marginal land areas are most suitable for organic farming and improving the livelihood of the farmers. Now, there is no doubt that the modern agriculture is sustaining with high input costs and the high subsidies with diminishing returns. Profitability is gradually eroded and farmers search for alternatives. Since the past few years, there are emerging stories of many farmers groups and institutions which are successfully inventing alternative ways of farming, including organic farming and value addition to the agricultural produce. A great change is sweeping through several states of India, namely Andhra, Sikkim, Maharashtra, Mizoram, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Rajasthan, whereby farmer groups are initiating efforts for minimizing the use of pesticide and fertilizers. Now, excessive use of chemicals, over-exploitation of groundwater and increasing cost of cultivation are factors responsible for farmers leaving agriculture. Under these circumstances, organic farming can be one of the ideal alternatives addressing these concerns. Due to urbanization and population pressure, agriculture is gradually moving towards marginal lands. All such lands are not ideal for elite crops like wheat and rice. Use of chemicals has also not proved very successful. Organic farming can be an ideal system for increasing the productivity in such areas. Domestic organic food trade has shown that significant progress purely from health consideration. I had seen a factory in Umargan, Gujarat, producing garments produce farm organic cotton for export purposes. Since 2002, it has grown nearly sixfold by end of 2006. Though it is still a nation industry, indications are that the Indian organic sector is growing rapidly and has already made inroads into the world organic market in certain key sectors such as tea, coffee, species, fruits and vegetables, cotton, cereals such as basmati rice, neem, dried nuts, oil seeds such as sesame, pulses and sugar. During the last 11 years, ASPI Foundation has given awards to over 44 individuals, right? 44 individuals who have excelled in farming different crops. I would suggest ASPI to consolidate the experience and contribution of all the award winners of 44 and prepare a document for circulation to different farming agencies so that they can spread the message in their area and enable enhancement of productivity in a large scale. Also, I would suggest to Vice Chancellors of Agriculture Universities, Vice Chancellor of Agriculture University, to study the innovative farming practices adapted by the award winners and create an extension work in their region to spread the good farm practices, technology and innovation among all the farmers so that the prosperity of region can go up. In this year's award list, I find like Anand and has produced kapas ranging from 45 to 48 quintals per hectares and has become a role model for all the farmers in the region. Such cases of excellence should be spread in the entire Vidarbha region by the faculty, that is Agriculture University, and staff members like Dr. Panjabarao Deshmukh Krishi Vidyabit Akola. I suggest ASPI Foundation to organize 20 to 40 acres of land for research and development to be carried out by the farmers in partnership with the agriculture scientists for generating model agriculture practices and producing high yield seeds for various crops, particularly energy crop Jatropha algae. The farm can also be used for evaluating organic farming results. So I hope you will do it. Now, welfare of farmers. While the farmers work for agriculture productivity, it is our responsibility, government and people, it is our responsibility to provide them with a clean neighborhood, opportunities for quality, affordable health care, ensuring their education, particularly women education, facilities for financing them and provide them with knowledge and skills in both farm and non-farm activities. We have to ensure that the farm ponds are activated and farmers are facilitated to add value to their product through agro-processing. Plantation of Jatropha on the farming, on the fencing will not only provide the additional revenue, but also will enable removal of the alkalinity of the soil. Cumulatively, these efforts will increase their revenue, enhance their well-being, enhance their productivity, and above all, enhance the status in the society. This is what is required to attract the youth towards agriculture. Can we think of some innovative scheme by which their native knowledge, online work with enhanced formal training can result in the award of diploma to the farmers, fellowship. We can give fellowship. Why the fellowship only MSc, PhDs? Why not to the farmers? Now, in conclusion, I find whenever the users, knowledge and skill possessors and the implementers are linked and networked, success comes effectively and multiplies. As it is said, a networked resource can lead to a faster development. To reach higher agriculture GDP growth of at least 4% in the next 2 to 3 years from 2% now. We need such a innovative steps. I am sure honoring the farmers for their excellence will definitely ignite the minds of the entire farming community, and everyone will try to do their best. This will enable finding an appropriate solution for the problem and enhance the prosperity of farming community. I have designed a 4-point oath for the agriculture planners, researchers, extension workers and funding agencies. Now I don't know whether they are all here. Are they here? Eh? This oath should not go waste. That's why. How many people are involved in the agriculture? Lift your hand. Real agriculture. Not bad, not bad. Then you will, both hands you are lifting. Now, in that case, I will give some oath, okay? You must take it, and if you are not working in agriculture, you spread it, okay? Spread it, okay? Now, I will, you have taken some tea today evening? I will carry out research on organic farming and develop plant varieties which will give high yield for organic farmers with minimum expenditure. I will disseminate the success stories of organic farming, other farmers' success to other districts and panchayats so that they can use the techniques and process for improving their yield. All are silent. I will provide all the resources, including finance, to the farmers in time so that they can carry out organic farming successfully. If I am a government official, if I am a banker, if I have a social commitment, if I have social commitment, I will propagate that organic farming product are free from the ill effects of chemical fertilizers and pesticide, leading to better development of market for organic produce. Thank you. God bless you. Let me once again congratulate the ASPI award winners. My greetings and best wishes to all the members of ASPI Foundation for success in their mission of Indian agriculture product internationally competitive. May God bless you all, friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Kalam. And if with his permission, I would like to add shortly into the oath that he mentioned that we shall also, as